Good evening, YouTubers. Hi, this is Nate. I know it's been a while since I've posted a video, but I think this is an interesting video that I'm about to post, reference to TTM through the mail. One thing that I've seen or been studying some other videos, and people have asked the question, what is the proper way or the best way to send jerseys or mini helmets through the mail to try to get autographs? I think about doing some trial and error and seeing some of the other solutions. I believe I found not a foolproof one, but a pretty high effective way to send. I've discovered it also talking to, I have friends and family that are part of the post office, so by giving you some tips, I've actually found this way that I'm about to show you. It's like I said, it's not foolproof, but it works pretty well, and I'll explain as I go. And I'm going to do a part 2. This is part 1, showing the process. Then I'll show you kind of the results I've received by doing this process. So no further ado, I will talk about mailing off through the mail. What you'll need, of course, is the item. And the example we're going to send off, I know it's off season, just had the Pro Bowl, but I'm going to send a jersey off to JJ Watt of the Texans, and go ahead and just send it. And I'm going to send it to the Texans, and I know he'll get it. Probably won't get it till next fall, but that's fine. And because the way I'm going to do it, it doesn't matter. The postage situation. Some of the things, I'm going to go ahead and do a sample. Mind the desk if it's a little spotty, but you'll need these following items. 2 labels, priority mail labels. It's the label 228, it says January 2008. These are absolutely free. You can get them at USPS.com. Postal Service, most post offices have these labels, but you can order them online for free. These as well, and this is probably the key, the priority mail padded envelopes. You will need 2 of these. They are the 9.5 inch by 12.5 inch padded flat rate envelopes. Make sure you get the priority mail. That's up here. Do not get the priority mail express, but the priority mail. And I'll show you why in a minute. And like I said, you want 2 of them. Then also, when you're talking to the post office and you're serious about it, you can request these. I probably can't see it too well. This is the tracking labels, and I'll show you the importance of that. There's a tracking labels that they'll give you. This is what they put on it to when they send it priority mail, because now standard comes with tracking and a $50 insurance on your purchase when you go through the priority mail flat rate. So you'll need to get those. That's get your envelopes. Then you also need to get your flat rate or the U.S. Postage, like APC stamps that you get out. And probably, hold on, I know it's kind of hard with all this light. Let me see if I can change it up a little bit and see if we'll pick it up. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you can get these at the kiosk at the post office. I got 4 of them. They're like $5.95 a piece, and I'll explain the purpose of that. So then I've got my little padded envelope, my little sticky pad, excuse me, and I'll show you why. And then my letter request there. So no further ado, what we'll end up doing is go ahead and make out your labels. And how I like to do it, of course, it says to, I'm not going to put the whole thing down to save time, but to JJ Watt, Houston Texans, put the address down. Most places you can get that. It's very available on the internet, Sports Card Forum, places like that. You can go. Also, I forgot to lift the metallic pin off the send. That's an option if you want to put a pin in. But send it to JJ Watt. And this is a very important key when you're sending. And this is why some people probably have sent and never got anything back. One of the reasons is, what I always like to do is, say for instance, JJ Watt. Always from, when you're sending it, one cool thing is I like to put the initials. So I'll say JW, but then put your address here. The address that of course it comes from, put that there. So, and I'll tell you why that's important. So when you're sending it to the person, put that address, their address, who the address to, and then put the initial, I recommend, of the person that you send it to. So JW, and then address, your address there. Also, when you send the return label, when you fill it out, also put your return address, which would be you, anywhere, da 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 da. And then up here, which is most important, put the initial where it's coming from and put your address again up here. That's very key. The reason why you want to do that is prime example. If the jersey is over 13 ounces, or the item you're sending in this flat rate and pet envelope is over 13 ounces, and the person does not physically take it to a post office and just say they leave it on the front step, they're going to send it back, even though you paid, to the person where it's from. Prime example. Reason why I saved this, because sometimes when you get your return label, I sent one to Dick Buckets and a request, and luckily I put DB and I put my address here from, and it was addressed to my son. That's who I'm doing this for, as the sender back. But there was a note on it that said, since it was over 13 ounces, we're sorry, but fortunately we had to return the package from the sender. Well, if you make yourself up here from yourself, guess what? The package will come back to your house, or come back to you, which it did. And it took 7 days. So from 7 days, I did get a jersey back from Dick Bucket signed in 7 days. But if I had not put that return of my address up here and here, especially right up here, I would have never got that jersey back. So that's one of the key tricks. Like I said, when this is the return back to yourself, the return label. Make sure you, like I said, put the initial of the person you send it to up here, and then put your address below. That's one trick, because by law they have to return it where it's from. So remember that. So once you fill it out, to address it to the person, and then next thing I like to do is, of course, get the letter. My story, got my know I'm trying to collect from my son, and had a huge success. But that's what's going on there. I have my phone number. You probably can see it, but hopefully it won't blow up my phone. I sign it. I circle his name, and then this is where the sticky pads come in handy. You want to get, and so I want it to be addressed. If you want to get personalized, that's one of the keys in the success, because if you personalize it, they'll know that you're not a collector, a hoard collector is what seen a lot of instances online. So I put it to, it was from, a letter, make sure, close it. What I like to do is, goes here. This would be the person you address it to, J. Watt. Put the letter in. Do not put that prepaid postage on this. Where you want to do this is on the return sender pack. So what you end up doing is, get over here, do the return sender. Take the prepaid stuff for $5.95. Put it on it. Take the jersey with return. Oh, I'm sorry, I left one more step off. The tracking number. Muy important. I lost the thing that came off, but when you're sending it back, like I said, the return sender, I think they fell off to the side here, but that's okay. Let me get it. I'm sorry. All right. When you're sending it off to the person, like I said, this is the return label. You paid the $5.95 pre-postage. You put that back to yourself. Then, what I like to do is, like I said, the free tracking numbers, the free tracking label. Take the free tracking label, and they'll give them to you. Especially say you want to do a lot of business with you. You want to do a lot of business with them. Put it on the side, put your label, and what I always like to do is take this, and then I'll get one of these markers, say JJ Watt. Let it dry, and I just keep on to that. Because why? That's the tracking number. So after a while, after a month or two, I'll go to USPS.com and type in this tracking number to see, hey, if it's on the way back. and it's a good way to track it. So, and it's free, so might as well do it that way. Like I said, this is your return. You put this to your self-addressed inside of this envelope that's addressed to the person, along with the item, mini helmet, in this case jersey, along with the letter request, and then seal it up and take it to the post office. The reason why I recommend, the reason why I recommend taking it to the post office is this: when you send it off, they'll give you a receipt, has a tracking number on it, and you'll pay $5.95. And I know that's the key. People say, Nate, what you gonna end up spending? Round trip, you're gonna spend about $12. And the reason why that's important is that, see this postage right here, this label, and this was the trick. One of the tricks too is that by using this to return, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a date on here. The great part about it is this $5.95, as long as the date of the sale, it doesn't matter how long. It could be 3 years, 4 years. As long as you purchased it at that time, this rate's not going to go up. In other words, if I send this off to JJ Watt and it takes him 4 years to sign it and return it, it will still get returned no matter if the rate goes up, because you've already paid for it and it's not changing. Ironically, we checked the new rates, and I know the $46 stamp, whatever, 40, it's going up to 49 cents. But for some reason, these U.S. postage flat rates are not going up. So that's a blessing. It's $5.95. It's going to be $5.95 when you send it. It's $5.95 there, $5.95 back. As long as it can fit in this, and jerseys and mini helmets, I put 2 jerseys at a time sometimes in one of these, along with your return, and it works. That's what I'm saying. So it's going to be $12 round trip, but that's the cost of it. Like I said, it won't go up on you. The reason why I see the biggest mistakes, people pull these stamps on to send it over. I have a prime example. A reason why I'm a big believer doing it this way. I sent one off to Jerry Rice, and luckily he's a really nice guy, because I sent it postage a few months back. I sent a jersey off. He's returned it, but he actually had to pay 95 cents out of his own pocket to send it back to me. So I'm forever grateful to you, Mr. Rice, for that. By doing this, though, you never have to worry about that. By getting this $5.95 stamp, you send it, like I said, 3-4 years from now, it's there. So have any questions, just PM me, and I'll do a part 2 and kind of show you what the success rate I've had when it comes to that. And God bless, and keep graphing.